Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and today's an exciting day. I have a lot of slabs to show you all. So, if you're unfamiliar, if you haven't heard, or if you've forgotten, when I was getting my journey into Mystery 83, I end up pawning a lot of comics, and also it was a deal with Wahoo Comics where I pawned him off some comics as well as sold him my Amazing Spider-Man 50, which was a comic that I reluctantly let go. It's one that I miss, but it got me journeying to Mystery 83, and then also, like I said, had to pawn off some other ones in order to get that. So I got those back, and I got a win from his last. I think it was his last giveaway, as well as a eBay purchase. So I have a lot of cool things to show off today. So starting off with the win that I got from his, I think it was his 300 subscriber giveaway, if I remember correctly. But Spider-Man 2099, number one, which is funny because I've actually given away plenty of copies of this on the channel, and I think I'm down to just one left. So it is nice to have an additional copy because I do love this book. I also had a 9.6 copy at one point that I bought and then sold because like 2 weeks later it or actually I ended up trading it, but yeah, 2 weeks later it ended up blowing up because you know that what's it called, Across the Spider-Verse, whatever, the new Spider-Verse movie, the trailer came out, had him in it, and it like doubled in value. So yeah, I ended up trading that and felt pretty good about it. But anyway, yeah, so it's nice to have another one of those. So let's go ahead and move into the slabs that I got back, because even me myself kind of forgot what all, because it'd been a little bit, you know, so I forgot what I was missing. So we got Marvel number 6, the 1 in 25 Lee Bermejo cover, which is just a very, very sweet Silver Surfer cover. I like Lee Bermejo's art, but to me this is like, I just think the best thing he's ever done. It is just a great cover, and a book that holds value just for being a great cover. It is a 1 in 25 ratio variant, so it's harder to find. But like, the book itself isn't a key. The book itself also has, you know, a lower print run. It's not something a lot of people are getting, which is going to make the 1 in 25 even harder to get. So it's just one of those things. It's not a book you're going to see every day. Also, this book had a issue, a factory issue, where a lot of the copies have a big rip right about there somewhere. I think it's like halfway through the L, and it's a significant, probably half or third inch rip into the cover. And so when you're buying a book that is a cover buy, you don't want a big rip in the cover. But it was a factory issue. We actually, at my shop, we got this in, and then it had that rip. We filed for damage replacement, came back the exact same rip, and I've seen it in other places too. So not an easy book to get into a 9.8, just because, you know, it had that factory issue. But moving on to Daredevil number 10. This is the first cover appearance of Echo in her second appearance, and I do like the first appearance, but to me this cover is just infinitely better. I love this cover so much, and it is one that I got raw and ended up sitting in. Wasn't expecting a 9.8, but got a 9.8 because, yeah. So this one has like that fold out cover, and to me, like, that edge always looks a little rough. But I think that's just how it is, you know? So, I actually have another one being graded right now. Well, it's been sent off to CBCS forever ago. And it's a 9 and a 10 that are both signed by David Mack, which is the writer on this series, but also big fan of his artwork. And, yeah, so those are pretty neat, and I'm really excited to have those back. When I get those back, I may end up selling this 9.8, or might wait for the show to come out or something. I don't know. It also depends on like what the grades are on those. Like, for example, if the other 10 comes back as a 9.8, then I definitely don't need that one. But like, if it comes back kind of low, because I don't even remember, it's been so long. From what I recall, they were pretty decent looking, but I really don't remember. Anyway, so then we have Spider-Man 252 9.0 on this one. It is a newsstand. I did have a Secret Wars 9 to match it. It was a newsstand 9.0, but I ended up selling that. Again, got rid of a lot of stuff to be able to buy that. So, you know, a bit unfortunate. I go back and forth on which one I like better as far as a cover. I know most people for their black suit Spider-Man, like they're gonna go with Spider-Man 300, and I just don't care that much about that cover. I think mostly just due to the overabundance of homages to that cover. And while I'll admit that 300 looks good, the homages pretty much never look good in my opinion. It's if you really look at 300, and I think a really good example of it was I saw a statue. Someone did a pretty good job of recreating it, but the anatomy doesn't make sense. To pull off that position, I think can work for Spider-Man, but pretty much doesn't work for any other character. And it's just weird contortion that just is strange. I think there's certain parts of it that are elongated and just it's just a weird composition. And I think it does work for the original cover. However, you know, it's just one of those things that I just see people butcher over and over and over and over again. Not too terribly long ago, Image was doing a bunch of 300 homages, like weekly, and they all were just terrible. So I'm pretty burnt out on that cover. But yeah, I really love, and I know this is an homage to Spider-Man, or not Spider-Man, to Amazing Fantasy 15. But what I really like about this mainly is like the colors. It actually shares a lot of colors like with Predator 1. With the blues and the oranges and yellows, and really adds a lot of contrast. To me, I actually like this over Spider-Man 15 for those reasons. And I think having the big black suit in the middle really helps to add an additional focal point of contrast. So artistically, yeah, I like this cover better than the original. And now, granted, obviously, if I had to pick, if I had both in my hands, I had to pick one. I'd pick the Amazing Fantasy 15, but that's for different reasons. But anyway, I also really like Secret Wars 8, and kind of a bummer that I end up getting rid of that one. But anyway, oh well. Then I have Miss Marvel 18. It's a 9/2, first appearance of Mystique. And this one I kind of go back and forth on about how much I like it, I guess, because it's just one of those things. Like, it'd be so much cooler if it was an X-Men book. Still a very pricey book. And definitely a very, very cool one to have, one that I'm happy to have. I think Mystique is a great character. I think she was done pretty well in the original trilogy of X-Men movies, and not so great in the second trilogy of X-Men movies, or I guess there's more than 3. The second set of X-Men movies, whatever you want to call it. I liked her in First Class, but they should have made her more villainous moving forward. They tried to, because I think because it was Jennifer Lawrence, they tried to make her too much of a hero. But yeah, I don't know. First Class, incredible movie though. Then we have Tomb of Dracula #1, first appearance of Dracula, 6/0 on this one. I would like to eventually get a Tomb of Dracula 10 to go with this. Hopefully, round about the same kind of grade. I believe in Dracula. I believe Dracula's coming. I hope that it's a really cool character. I think could be a really awesome villain. Everybody knows that Blade's coming. So with that, you could set up Dracula as like his first big bad, and maybe kill him off in the movie. It's what Marvel seems to like to do. But I think it would be very cool if Dracula gets to be built up for a little while and really gets to be this awesome villain. Then we got Savage She-Hulk #1 at an 8/5. This is first appearance of She-Hulk. Not my favorite She-Hulk cover. Definitely much more of a fan of the John Byrne work. That is my favorite cover. I do have quite a few other ones as well. On my only slab of John Byrne She-Hulk anyway. Don't have She-Hulk 40, which I do want. I just think that it is a pretty pricey book. And for me, I already have my favorite cover. So anyway, but we got this one, which is just cool because it is, for She-Hulk. And, in its own right, iconic cover, homage to Incredible Hulk #1. And yeah, actually, I like this one because it also... newsstand as well, I forgot. But I got it for Raw, anyway, for $50. I thought that was a pretty awesome price. And yeah, just needed a press and a little bit of a clean, and unfortunately has a little stain on the back. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but that keeps it from. I really wanted to hit a 9.0, but when I gave it to my cleaner presser, he's like, yeah, because of that, it's not going to hit a 9.0. I was like, ah, dang it. And he was right. Came back an 8.5. So it is what it is. Would have been super awesome to get a 9.0, but you know, you can't make a comic book better than what it is. And then we have one that I've been dearly missing, my Venom III 9.8, signed by Donny Cates, which is a very, very strange one, because I've looked many times, and it's pretty much near impossible to find one only signed by Donny Cates. It's usually signed by Stegman over there as well, and then also oftentimes one or both of them will do remarks. But yeah, it's really hard to find one signed by Donny Cates, only, exclusively. But you know, it was a funny one that came into my life, because I was thinking, I was like, you know what, I love Noel. I think he's a super cool character. I do want to pick up a Venom 3 at some point. And like, it's probably like within a week of me thinking that, and this one swung by the shop, and 9.8 signed by Donny Cates. I was like, well, I guess that's the universe speaking to me, and that's going to be my copy. And then the big one that I've missed is my XMen 12 first appearance of Juggernaut at a 5.5. Absolute monster of a book. I mean, just again, another one that I wasn't really looking for, was not on my radar, but swung by the shop. And it's just like, it's X-Men 12, like, how freaking cool is that? I highly recommend, people to pick up X-Men books while you still can, especially now that, I don't want to get super big into it, but like, the market for the most part is in a dip. And I think it is a great time to buy certain things. Don't be out there buying everything. I think that's partially why the market is dipping now, is because people were buying everything. But buy the books that count. And X-Men 12 is a book that counts, you know what I mean? So I never feel bad about investing into a book like that, because I think even if, the numbers on every comic will go up and down. And I say that all the time. But that is a good book and will always be a good book. And then, it kind of anticlimactic now that I think about it, the order that I said it in. But that's everything that I got back from Wahoo. So I probably should have started with this one. But the book that I just purchased on eBay was Alias #1 at a 9.6. This is first appearance of Jessica Jones. And yeah, this is going to be setting up something moving forward. So I mean, you'll probably be able to guess off me saying that, but just in case not, I will say that in another video. So other than that, I think I'm going to try to rearrange the wall here, because some of these definitely need to go on the wall. I just recently added my Iron Man 66, which is not a big book, but it is Thor versus Iron Man, so it had to go right in between. Man, it is really hard. I'm never going to get used to I think pointing where I want to point. But anyway, so I really want that one to stay, even though it's not a big book. There are definitely bigger books in this stack, but for me, it's partially what I want with the wall is to have all these books be super recognizable, be awesome books, and again, these are the things I get to look at every day. There is another row above these that you all don't get to see. If I fit it in camera, you'd only see my head. It'd be cut off here. And as is, you get to see enough books. But the other row, I guess, is exclusively for me. So we'll see. I'll mess around real quick and see what I can come up with. Yeah, it is getting harder and harder to decide what is going to make the wall. Um, I mean, every single book you see here, I think is a awesome, awesome book. Minus, like I said, the Iron Man 66, I know is not a big book, but it is one that I want in between my Journey 83, which way am I going, and my Iron Man 1. I think that is too cool not to, like I have to have it. So yeah, starting here, oops. Journey 83, Iron Man 66, Iron Man 1, to have that little battle. I got Ultimate Fallout 4 and Edge of Spider-Verse. Then Star Wars 1, 68, and Heir to the Empire. Savage She-Hulk 1, as well as Sensational She-Hulk 34. And then, we'll start over here. So then we got my X-Men. So X-Men 12, 266, and NYX3. And then we got Moon Knight, which is right there, starting with Werewolf by Night 32 into Spotlight 28. And then we have God, what's it called? Strange. God, I've lost it. Strange Tales 158, which is kind of random there, a little bit of a loner. And we got the Ghost Rider stuff, the Spotlight 5, and on the Ghost Rider the 125. We got a little bit of Spider-Man stuff here, which is Spider-Man 252 and Venom. Oh no, sorry, not Venom. Yes, Venom. God, I'm losing my brain. I want to say Spider-Man 3. No, Venom 3. And then, so those are going to be the books that you all get to look at. So here, I have some other stuff that was taken down, didn't make it to the wall. And then, obviously, like I said, I have some stuff up top that I'll show you here in a second. So, Tomb of Dracula didn't get to make it. Again, great book, but I just got too many at this point. I had to take down the 282 Iron Man, took down the Young Avengers Presents, which is just a cover that I really, really love. Took down the first Dr. Aphra. Took down the Alien and the Predator, which is kind of sad. I really was struggling trying to fit that in there. Like I said, Daredevil 10 didn't make it, and Marvel 6 didn't make it as well. And then, Alias didn't make it as well. But we'll probably end up making it at another point, but it will take some time until I get some pairing pieces. Because for me, I don't know, I'm really about pairing pieces, but also now that I'm actually doing this and thinking about things that I want to get in the future, and I'm like, I do not know what I'm going to take down. Now, again, so here's a before picture, and this is showing everything about how it was, and then now I'm going to show you an after picture, and we're going to talk about what I have on the top row here. So, starting from the left, we have Miss Marvel 18, which, if you look straight down, ties in with my X-Men stuff. It is next to my X-Men stuff, but didn't get to make it into the stuff that the bottom two rows that I really want to show off, And then we have Invincible Iron Man #1 at volume 3 or 4 or something, I don't remember. But it's the first cover appearance of Ironheart, and just a cover that I absolutely love. So again, this row's more for me, and just stuff that I want to be able to look at every single day, and not necessarily something that is super impressive to show off. I actually have several copies of Iron Man 1 graded, just because I love that book. And I think that's the only one I have multiple copies of graded. I think I have several. I don't have a ton of books, actually, that I even have multiple copies of. But that is just a cover that I absolutely love, and bought many raw in and sent in several of them to get graded. And some came back 9.8s and some came back 9.6s. And then we have Moon Knight 1, starting to connect into the other Moon Knight books here. We have Moon Knight 25 and 29, and then you see, right below is the Moon Knight stuff below, and then Moon Knight 1 from whatever other volume. So the Moon Knight #1, Volume 1 was a hard one to take off the spotlight, off the bottom two rows. But again, I couldn't figure out what other book to take down, and I think ultimately it just lost out to everything else that's on the bottom two rows. It was a struggle, just because Moon Knight 1 is an iconic book, but it definitely loses out to Werewolf by Night 32 and Spotlight 28. And then on top of that, it's just, it just couldn't beat anything. I guess, again, could beat the Iron Man 66, but it's not going anywhere. And then we have Black Cat 1, the Momoko cover, which I'm just a Black Cat fanatic. I think eventually, as I get more Black Cat slabs, which I plan on getting, I might have to find another wall space somewhere that I can dedicate to having a little Black Cat section. And there might even be, again, as I'm thinking about things that I want to get in the future, I might have to have other just sections, other wall, slab walls, other places in my somewhere. I don't even know where yet. But I'm just thinking about all these things that have to go together in my brain. Again, like there's certain things that just have to go with their pairing pieces or pairing sets. And I'm like, this is going to become really, really difficult to figure out where things are going to go. I've even contemplated the idea of getting rid of this couch. And so the slab wall can go all the way to the ground, and I can just have like a chair in front of it. And then that way I can still be able to see everything that goes to the ground. I just have to scoot the chair up out of the way, you know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to have to figure it out. And then, so yeah, then we have SpiderMan 607, which is my favorite Campbell, Black Cat, almost said Black Widow. Again, I'm not a huge Campbell fan. I do like his work, but I'm not crazy about Momoko, crazy about, trying to think of somebody else right now. I've really, lately have been into, what's her name? God, I've lost it. Anyway, it's Ryan Gonzalez. There we go. Been really into Ryan Gonzalez lately. I love Art Germ, Inyuk Lee. You know, like a lot of those artists, I will buy nearly anything that they make. However, you know, Campbell, I'm kind of hit or miss on. I feel like, and I know like that's his style, that he over exaggerates anatomy and everything like that. And it's just not typically for me. But 607 is a comic that I love. And it's probably just because it's Black Cat. And some of his other Black Cat stuff I would like to get. But yeah, 607 is my favorite of his. And then, so moving on, again, now over the Spider-Man stuff, we have Venom Lethal Protector 1, signed by Sam De La Rosa. Newsstand, which is just a really cool book that I got from him. So, just one that I really like. And then last bit of an oddity, just up there, Avengers 196 First Taskmaster. That was my very first slab. I am a huge Taskmaster fan. Also, it was a Christmas gift. So, yeah, one that I just absolutely, absolutely love. And that completes my new slab wall. So, again, this is, it's getting really hard. And I knew it was coming up, that it's going to be getting harder and harder. But like as I'm sitting here looking at these bottom two rows, I can't imagine taking any of these books off. If I had to take anything off, it would be maybe the Spider-Man 252 or the Heir to the Empire, which hurts to say. I wouldn't want to get rid of those two. But, you know, tough decisions are coming, and I seriously might be getting rid of this couch. That's probably not how you should be thinking. Being like, oh my god, I gotta get rid of a couch to make room for comics. But that's where my brain goes anyway. I don't know. Let me know if you think I'm delusional. I don't have a lot of other wall space. This room, and I know you can't see it, but is a bit funky shaped, and I have a bunch of other stuff because of course I do. So I don't know. I'm really kind of at a loss of what I'm going to do next. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I will continue to think about it because I am not sure. But that's gonna be it for today. This might have been a little bit of a longer video, but also so like I said, I won the Spider-Man 2099 at Wahoo's giveaway, so he's doing another giveaway now. I think he's about to hit 400. So if you haven't subbed to him, go ahead and sub to him, because he's giving away 4 copies of Spider-Woman 1. which is a pretty sweet giveaway if I don't say so myself, you know. But yeah, definitely go check out his channel. Go check out his video for his giveaway. And then also, I think he has a sweet... He didn't tell me what it was, but he you know, gave me a bit of a teaser that he has something sweet coming in. Hopefully going to be this weekend's video, I think is what he told me. So I'm personally very excited to see what that's going to be. And yeah, so let me know what you think about the wall. Let me know what you think about how can I make more space, or I don't know, because you know I'm going to be getting more cool comics, so something's going to lose, and it's going to hurt my feelings. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Ha 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 ha!